We are back. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. You can now watch Angel Adeola right on the live session. I am really excited to have you, and I am not going to be moderating this session. This session is a fireside chat and not going to have me at all. We are going to be having a very beautiful member of the Next Level Lounge and also one of the key people who made this possible. We have Ariori Fatia, and she is going to be the one moderating this session. Angel is live and ready, waiting for every single one of you. And I really want you to know that this is not for me alone, this is for every single one of us. So I want every single person. Fatia, I can see everything you're doing at the back. I can see you, but then let me bring you on. So our host for tonight is here. Hi Fatia, how are you doing?
Hi, good evening. I'm so happy to be here. I'm really
Yes, I'm
thrilled right now.
excited to have you too. I am very much excited to have you too. I am very much excited. How is everything? And then your guest is here, and I hope that you guys have a
Okay.
wonderful session. And so, Angel,
Sure.
welcome. How are you doing? Meet your host, and I will be leaving this screen in the next few.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Angel. Good evening. You're looking so
Ah,
beautiful. I'm so happy to see you here tonight.
thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. So far we've had our first session where DMO broke down everything that had to do with accountability and excuses. So the fireside chat that we're going to be having now, well, I've seen you speak before, and I know you're a big advocate for self-care. I remember a session that I heard you speak, and you were all about self care, self care, self care. I remember telling you I was going to miss dinner, and you're like, no, we should eat and stuff like that. Yeah. So today we're just going to be relating excuses and how it affects self care. Right. So I'll be asking questions, and hopefully I'm getting answers from me. So my very first question is, what is self care? I know you advocate for it a lot. Like, what is self care for people who don't understand what self care is?
Okay. Self care is a whole lot of things. It encompasses a lot. Surprisingly, that simple word self care encompasses a lot. But as much as it encompasses a lot, it's also self defining. Just as it is self care, caring for yourself. Basically, that's like the most basic meaning of self care. Taking care of yourself the same way you take care of other people around you, the same way you take care of people you care about, the same way you take care of something you care about. That's applying that same intensity or that same level of attention of care to yourself is simply what self-care is.
All right, all right. Now I understand what self care really is all about now. So, during our first session, our keynote speaker explained what excuse is all about. And one thing I gained from there is excuses are reasons we tell ourselves not to do something. So, I want to ask, how does it affect self care?
Okay, first I will start by defining excuses
Do you
by.
get my question?
Yes, I did. First I saw someone's comments now, that's why I'm
So,
smiling.
how
I'll
does it
start by
affect self
defining.
care? Do they have a common ground they need?
Right. According to me, right,
Okay.
excuses are a
Okay.
reason to justify a fault or an offense. When someone is not courageous enough to own up to their actions, they give excuses. Now, how it relates to self care is you know deep down within yourself that you're supposed to look after yourself the same way you look after someone or something you care about. But you have refused to look after yourself because you think that it's not a priority. You don't prioritize yourself, right? So simply not doing what you ought to do, simply not paying attention to yourself, simply not caring for yourself, giving flimsy reasons to not care for yourself and not caring for yourself is what giving excuses are when it comes to self-care. Now, how it affects it is when you're supposed to, maybe let me see, for example, when you're supposed to take a break and rest, you've been working a lot and you deserve to rest, but you feel like, actually, there's another task I'm supposed to achieve. Until I achieve it, I don't think I'm going to rest. I don't think I deserve a rest. You now, put that as a reason not to rest when you ought to, and not let yourself rest until eventually you break down. Eventually, your body demands and takes that rest without your permission. That is what excuses are when it comes to self-care, and how it affects self-care. Have I answered your question?
Hi. So it seemed like you are missing each
All
other.
right. You actually
Fatia, it
like
seems like
answered my second question with that question, because I was going to ask you to give us two common examples. No, my next question was me asking you to give us two common examples people give themselves why they should not take care of themselves. And you're giving us one that there's not enough time to rest and what people do say. So moving
Mm.
on, can you, sometimes like, oh, you're saying self-care, you're saying self-care, that means they're selfish at this. Is self-care and being selfish the same thing? Does it correlate? I've heard people try to bring those two concepts together. Is there a way they meet? Is it the same?
No, it's far apart. It's far apart. Caring for yourself, which what self-care is, does not
It's
translate
like
to
that.
being selfish. I don't know if I'm being heard. Am I being heard? Can anybody hear me? Can my host hear me?
yes, I can hear you, Angel. There is a
All
lag
right.
in your in the both of your networks, so that's the issue. But I can
I
hear
can
you
see you
clearly when
shaking
you're
your
going.
head.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
Fatia, can you please go off and come back in? It seemed like there is a problem with your network. There is a lag between the time for the two this discourse. So go off and come back. She will answer your questions before you get back here. Okay, Angel, please go ahead and answer your questions.
All right. So the question is, self-care and selfishness, are they the same thing? My answer is no. In short, there's a great disparity between both. It's not the same. Being selfish means you only consider yourself in every situation. Being selfish means you don't put other people's interest alongside your interest in your decision making process, right? While self care means simply caring for yourself, although in caring for yourself, you might become selfish. But caring for yourself, self care, does not directly translate to being selfish. I don't know if I've
Okay.
answered the question. Yes. As long as in
Okay.
caring for yourself, you're not hurting someone else or taking advantage of them or cheating them or, stealing from them to achieve that goal of self care, you are not being selfish.
Okay. 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 So Fatia, you can go on with your questions. We are still with you. All right. So I think I'll continue from here. When our network is better, we are going to have to get this continued. So you talked about not being selfish, and you said something about a part of you wanting to care for yourself. You might learn to become selfish. Can you please explain that with examples? Because, for instance, this afternoon I've been working since I woke up around 6 a.m. today. And before sleeping last night, I had a number of reports and a number of things to do. But I told myself, you know what, I'm going to bed and whatever wants to happen will start tomorrow morning. And this afternoon, I felt giddy, I felt this headache and a number of things. So I tried to sleep for 1 hour and I left a lot of things pending. So do you think that is something that can relate to being selfish because you're not there yet? I don't know what you are going to term as being selfish in the terms of caring for yourself.
Okay. So let me see. Let me try to explain from your personal experience now. What you did this afternoon is not what you would typically do. Personally, I know you. You are the type that puts other people's first. In short, you have been unnecessarily selfless unnecessarily selfless, mark my word. So what you did, putting yourself first, that you wouldn't do in a million years' time, even if we were under compulsion, isn't selfishness. Okay? Selfishness means that, okay, let's say, for example, you're supposed to, there's a task that was given to you to perform, but let me see, because you feel like you can get away with not doing it, you decide to not do it. Selfishness means that maybe there's something you ought to share with someone, right? But you decide to not share at all, or decide to share and take the larger part because you know you can get away with it. That's selfishness. I often say something, I have a theory here. I often say that humans, we do things because we can. When someone does something to you, or when someone does something and you keep looking for a reason that, why did they do this to me? Why did they do this? It's simple. They did it because they can. We all do things because we can. We do things because we can get away with them. Right? If there was a punishment, a strict punishment for being selfish, people will not be so selfish. But nobody's there catching them. So it's easy to be selfish. Now, selfishness are not directly correlated. But in the bid to take care of yourself, in the bid to self-care, you might become selfish. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for clearing that. You've answered my question. In fact, I'm impressed by the way you answered it. So I want to ask you quite a question. It's quite personal here. So can you give us a scenario where fear and excuses have stopped you from prioritizing your well-being and how you overcame it?
Okay. That must have been years ago because I've been on this journey for a while now. I think that there was a time I was really scared of someone I was working for. I was really scared of the fact that they might think I'm not, up to the task. So I overworked myself a lot. I overworked myself so that I would measure up to their expectations of me, at least what I think the expectations of me were. I overworked myself so much that I gave my all. In short, I gave more than I could afford. In life, there are stuff you can't afford. Like giving too much of your time is expensive. You can't afford it. But then most of the time we don't realize that we can't actually afford that. So we give it. So eventually you suffer for it because you have practically emptied yourself and you have nothing left to even give yourself, right? So I kept outdoing myself. I kept, overdoing things, thinking that I would measure up. Eventually, I never measured up and I missed out on a whole lot of things because other things I could have achieved, I kept putting them on hold, thinking that, this other thing came first. This other thing is more of a priority than my well-being. This other thing is more of a priority than my care for myself. And I really regretted it. So yes, there was that. And it was a very long time ago anyways. I don't know if I've answered the question. I think our network keep lagging. I don't know if you can hear me.
You've answered the question. I'm sure someone out there, even myself, I've gained from that because I've been in a situation whereby I'm working for someone and I don't want to say no, and it's really affecting me. You
You can
understand? So
get
I feel
really
like
hard.
I've gained from that to prioritize my well-being, and it's okay to say no once you're feeling tired and not to overwork myself. So thank you very
Yes.
much for that. So two questions. According to the trend, I want to ask: is self-care overrated, is it expensive? Remember, so if someone says, self-care, okay, maybe I have to take a trip to Bahamas, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I want to ask: is self-care, yeah?
No. Self-care
So is self-care,
is
is self-care that expensive as people do say, as people do think it is expensive?
no, self-care isn't expensive. In short, self-care is the most affordable gift you can give to yourself. It is the most. As little as sleeping. Do you have to pay to sleep? Apparently, you have a bed in your house. Sleeping, you don't have to, except you now want to go sleep in a five-star hotel. In that case, I might not be able to help you. Right? But as long as you have a bed in your house and you have the capacity to sleep, you have the deciding power to decide that you want to sleep 8, 9 hours or 7 hours at least. Right? And you decide to not do that, then there's a problem. But now pegging it on self-care is expensive is a lie. Is another excuse you've given yourself to not rest. So self-care isn't expensive. Self-care, I have here in my notes. Self-care can be as little as buying yourself your favorite chewing gum. That can mean self-care. Self-care can mean taking a nap, even if it's a 9 minutes nap. There's this thing I do during the day. When I know that I've worked a lot during the day and I have a very short break, I make sure I call this my 10 minutes power nap. I just make sure I sleep for 10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes. Try it. If you're able to, if you've been working a lot during the day and you get a short break, maybe like a lunch break that is going to be like for 30 minutes or for like 40 or 1 hour, just try to sleep for 10 minutes. By the time you wake up, it will feel like you slept for hours. You're going to feel re-energized. You're going to feel, you know, you're going to feel refreshed to continue your day. So self-care isn't expensive. Self-care is not expensive. Self-care is a state of mind. You have to have it in mind that you really want to care about yourself. Then you can now take action to care about yourself. If you can afford to travel to Bahamas, by all means do it. It's also a form of self-care. But if you can't afford it, you can do the little things within your means, within your capacity, to show yourself that you care for yourself. You don't have to break a bank just because you want to prove to the world or prove to yourself that you care about yourself. You don't have to do that. At the end of the day, if you break a bank and you run broke, you will not even be able to think straight after all. So, for your mental health sake, at every point, whatever you're doing, self care or not, in every aspect of self care, make sure that you are doing within your capacity, within your financial capacity, within what your time can permit you to do, and within your ability. I don't know if I've answered the question. Thank you. I can see someone saying short sleep is self care, and it really works. Just try it. Even if it's 5 minutes of nap you're able to get, you're going to thank me later. It works wonders. I try to do that these days myself.
Trust me, you've answered my question. You've broken tables. Because before I used to self care has to be something so big, so fancy. But now, just
In
even knowing
short,
that the
in short,
amount of
self
minutes someone
care
invests in sleep
self
and
care is
rest
as
is
little
part of self care. It's part of prioritizing one's well being, and it's actually like
self care is as little
an
as
important
drinking
idea
water.
I hope to work on and take on too.
Mhm.
So
I think Fata collected MTN network
all right,
providers.
Ma. Thank you, Fair, for
Yeah.
that. So before we leave, I want you to give us. It can be a book recommendation. It can be a podcast. It can even be maybe a personality you look up to that has helped you in your self care journey.
Okay. I'm a bookworm. I read a lot of books, but let me see. First of all, I'll recommend Balkis' book. It will really help you overcome the excuses that is, holding you back from doing everything you need to do with your life, including self-care. First of all, you need to, it's not just about, knowing about self-care. It's about being able to discipline yourself to care for yourself. It's easy to care for other people, right? But like when it comes to self, you overlook it because it's myself now. I can always take care of myself. I'm always here. We don't pay much attention to ourselves. So I feel like it will do you a lot of good to read Balkis's book, Overcoming Excuses. You need to overcome the excuses that you're giving yourself, that you're letting holding you back from taking care of yourself. And then you can also read No Excuse by Brian Tracy. I feel like caring for yourself comes from self-discipline. You need to be disciplined enough to care for yourself. And as for podcasts, like I said, I'm a bookworm, so I do more of I'm a bookworm and I'm a salesperson, so I do more of business books and all of that. When it comes to self-care for women, I would recommend Every Woman. Every Woman is a book that teaches all that there is about, the female body and how it works, how you can pay more attention to your body and, you know, take care of yourself and all of that. I think there's a male version of it, Every Man, too, for males, for men. Can read that as well. Yes, these things.
Thank you so much, Angel. Even though you came here and you decided to throw some stones at me, I didn't do anything to you. I was calmly in my house and you decided to show me shege. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem. I'll keep this in mind for the
I have
next
one more
time.
thing to say. I have one more thing to
Please
say.
go ahead. Yes, I am here.
Those of you that press phone till 2 a.m. in the middle of the night watching TikTok, you don't care for yourself. Self-care can mean as little as going off the internet to have actual rest. Hmm? Thank you. I shall stop here.
Ha! That was the kind of stone that I wasn't expecting. Like, Angel, when I asked you to come here, I didn't say you should break all the table. I only asked you to remove one leg or two, but you decided to break everything. So how exactly are we supposed to sit on this table if you do this? Wow. Guys, how was this for you? Let me know in the comment section. Tell Angel your fire emojis. It was a beautiful session. Angel has been like the driving force in my own life for my self-care journey. And that's why I had to tell myself that, you see, if I am enjoying all of these goodies at the back of at the back of everything, I'm not sharing it with you, it's not going to be a good one. I met Angel some few months ago and it's been a very beautiful ride because now I can tell myself I want to rest and there is nothing anyone wants to do about it. Because I know very well Angel will look at me and like, you look like you did not rest, you did not sleep well yesterday. And so I have come to realize that, okay, I need the people in my circle that actually understand their game. DMO is my accountability coach. Angel is my self-care coach. When it going even to my fashion sense and a lot of things, she makes sure that, oh yes, but please, use this, no, don't use this, and a number of things. And that's why I'm bringing her to you to share a part of herself with you. I know that this might be like, so what do I need self-care for? What is self-care and excuses? And that's why I'm making her explain to you. If I'm telling you, look at it from she's doing personal development. But self-care is see, there is a quote I've been living by since the beginning of this year. You can do no good work in bad health. When your health is not good, you can do no good work when you're not feeling good. In the hospital, you can do no good work. When you're having serious headache, you can do no good work. So basically, the concept of this is that for you to do the good work that you've been sent to do, you will need to prioritize yourself. Thank you so much, guys. I am seeing the fire emoji. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Angel, you want to burn YouTube fire comment section with your own fire. I'm not a part of it though. They should come look for you in your house, please. Please look for Angel in her house. Don't come looking for me. She's the one that wants to burn YouTube comment section. Thank you so much. And then I already decided to bring her here. I didn't tell her to come phone everybody, and she did that. You can look for Angel. Go to Instagram, look for Alid Angel or Aphrodite Store. Just look for Aphrodite Store. You see her pretty face. there. You can go to Twitter. She's Angel of EVC. Just look for Angel of EVC or Aphrodite Store or Angel, Aline Angel. I'm going to share a link in the community so you can follow up, check things with her. She is one of the most amazing brand out there when it comes to your perfume, your scents, your fashion, and a number of things. You can see the way she's looking so beautiful. When everyone see the way I'm looking, see the way Angel is looking. You see? That's why. Thank you so much, Angel. It's an honor to have you in this room tonight. I want to say a very big thank you for the shout out for my book, for the shout out of what you've done for me personally as a person, for being my friend, for being my self care advocate, for being that person that looks out for my health every single point in time. Thank you so much. And guys, if you did not watch the session from the start, just go back and watch this. See, we only spent less than 25 minutes for this session. So it's something short and simple, but you're going to get your gems. One of the things she said is self-care does not have to be expensive. As small as power naps for 10 minutes can do you a lot of good. Don't press your phone for as long as you can. Give yourself the time to rest. Give yourself every single form of care that you can afford. Affordability, she talked about that. Please, guys, Angel is here because of you. And she delivered exceptionally well on what she has been asked to deliver. Don't say, I, because she's pretty, and the way she looks, I know she's spending a lot of money. She told you it has to be according to your pocket, according to your size, according to what you have. Please, please, and please do not take this for granted. It's enough that you have someone willing to tell you about it. If you're going to have this session somewhere else, I know what it costs for me to have 1 hour session with my coach. I know what it costs. So if I'm bringing people down here to talk to you, to share their see, this is ad and gems, to share it with you. You know that it means a lot to me. And I really do not want you to take this for granted. Please, you can do no good work in the wrong health or in bad health, in illness, in sickness, in whatsoever. You can do no good health, no good work. When I knew that no one is coming to save me, I was sick for 9 days. And the only question that was asked at work was, what about the designs? What about the videos? I was a video editor at that point in time, and I do a number of work. Just leave work for today. The next day, they were already asking me for videos. I knew I was going to die. And then just share their experience with you too. So please, guys, go listen to the first session if you are struggling with accountability and understanding your goals. Listen to this so you can know that when you even get that accountability and your goals, you still need to take care of yourself. Everything is sequential. It wasn't just random. We didn't put this together at random. It was done with you in mind, understanding the steps and processes that I've had to go through that I wished I had known earlier. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And it's an honor to have you in this room tonight. See you tomorrow, 8 o'clock, the same time, the same place. For those in the community, the link will be sent to you. And for those that are not, well, send me a DM and let's get you into the community, because I share other gems too every single day on the community platform. But up until the next time we talk, which is tomorrow, 22nd of June, 2023, I remain Balkis Amzat, and please learn to overcome your excuses. Angel, thank you so much, and we love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you for being amazing. And guys, I want to say good night to everybody. I've not had dinner. If Angel should catch me, she'll hold me here. But then let me go look for dinner. This is almost 10 o'clock. And I want to say a very big thank you to everybody. Good night and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.